Assalamu alaikum, this is Porosh, and today I am going to show you how to build a snake game like this one. Play, and it will take you to the gameplay, and here you have snake and food, and also have a point when you hit the food, and snake is increasing. Okay, and when you cross the stage it's game over, and it take me to game points. Here I type Farik and press save. Congratulations, score has been saved, and here showing me the leaderboard, and here I have the player's rank. Okay, and today I'm going to show you how to build this snake game. Okay, so using Animate 2020 you can use any version of Animate or Adobe Flash CS3 or updated version, because it needs to have ActionScript 3. So here I'm gonna click create new, and here I have new documents and a lot of options. I will select advanced, and then I will select ActionScript 3, and now I will click create. I will save it by going file, save, and here on my desktop I have folder called S3.0. Here I have another folder snake game, and here another folder snake game. I will save it inside that folder by typing a name, snake gameplay, and I will press save. My file has been saved. Now to build this type of snake game I need two objects or movie clip on the stage. So I'll select here rectangle tool, I'll drag and draw a rectangle. Okay, I'll resize it with 15 and height would be 15. I forget to change my stage dimension. I will change it now. I need to have my stage dimension 600, and I'll keep the height exactly the same, and I'll change the frame rate to 24 to 35. Okay, and now I will select this object and copy, and then paste anywhere of the stage. Okay, and now I'll change the color to red, and now I'll select the first object and click right of my mouse and click convert to symbol. I'll name this symbol as snake, and the registration point should be center, and then I will export it for ActionScript, and then I will press OK. OK, and for the second object select the second object, similarly convert to symbol, and I'll name it food, and also export for ActionScript. Press OK and OK. So now I have two objects or movie clip on my library and also on my stage. I'll delete these two from my stage. Okay, because I can bring it anytime on the stage. Okay, so and now I'll rename my layer, naming action, and select the frame of the layer and go to Windows and action. But I have action panel shortcuts here, so I'll click here, and here I'll type stop, and now I'll bring these two objects or movie clip on my stage by scripting. So I'll type a variable var, and I'll name the variable for snake. I'll name snake equal to be new snake, opening closing parenthesis, semicolon. You can name this variable anything you'd like to, but remember the new snake that you bring on the stage should be the same spelling. Okay, now if I type here add child opening parenthesis snake closing parenthesis semicolon, and if I test it now, I should see my snake left hand side of my stage corner. Yes, I can see here. Okay, now I need to give my snake a position, so I'll type snake.x equal to be stage width divided by 2, and snake.y equal to be stage.height divided by 2. And if I test it now, I should see my snake at the center of the stage. Okay, so control test. Yes, it is on the center. And now I will bring my food, so type var food equal to be new food, and here add child food. And now I want my food should be appears randomly on the stage, so I'll type here food.x equal to be food.width plus math.random opening closing parenthesis time stage.stagewidth minus food.width, and for y I'll copy this and paste it below, and I'll change x to y and width to height and width to height here too, and food dot height. If I test it now, I should see, yes, if I test it again, you see every time I test again it appears randomly on my stage. Okay, so it's working. And now I need to have an event listener to work with rest of the code. Okay, so I'll type here add event listener, and it will be event dot enter frame event, and the function name it's require I want to type update. And now I have to type the function and function name the same, update event. And now I need to have my snake a default movement towards the right hand side of the stage. Okay, so but I also need in a certain period, so I'll type a variable saying var default movement, and that would be a boolean, and initially it would be false. And I also need speed, var speed, and it would be integer, and initially 5. And now I also need a time to start my game in certain period, so I'll type var game time, and it would be also an integer, and will be 0. If I think it is done, and if I increase my game time inside this event listener and trace the game time, I should see something happening on my output panel. Test, control test. You see, the time is increasing, game time is increasing, and I will use this number to start my game in certain period. Okay, so I don't need trace. Okay, keep it now. I'll type here if game time equality absolute equal 25, then this default movement should be true, and if default movement is true, then the snake dot x plus equal to be this is speed. I think it is done. If I test it now, I should see when the game time is 25, the snake should travel towards the right hand side. Okay, so test. Yes, it is working now. Okay, it's taking a certain time, but all this code I'll take over to a custom function so that it doesn't make any mess inside this interframe event listener. So I'll cut it, and below this function I'll type function snake movement and opening closing parentheses colon void curly brace closing curly brace, and I'll paste it inside this, and then I have to execute this function. So I'll copy this function name and paste it inside the interframe event listener, comment it here. Okay, if I test it now, I should see the result the same. Yes, it is working, and I need to move my snake by pressing keyboard keys like up, down, left, right, and make this snake's movement changes its direction. Okay, so when game time is 25 and default movement starts, I'll type here stage dot add event listener, and it will be keyboard event and key down, and here I have to name a function key down handler. You can name this function anything you'd like to, and now I'll create this function key down handler. It will be event and keyboard event opening closing curly brace, enter. Okay, and here I will use switch statement for my key press event listener. So switch event dot key code. Switch statement is easier for me, and I think if you understand it, it would be easier for you too. And here for the 4 keys like up, down, left, right, I need to type case break semicolon and copy this and paste 3 times. Paste twice, 3 times. And now in first case I'll type keyboard dot up, and second keyboard dot down, and for third dot left, and for fourth keyboard dot right. And I also want that when my snake moving towards left or right, it cannot directly reverse to left or right. It can be only moved up and down, and when up and down it can only be moved left and right. Okay, so here I need to put a condition by saying if but first I have to create few variables. Okay, then come back here. So I have to create a few variables for Boolean variables for keyboard listener. Okay, so I'll type var moving up, and it will be Boolean equal to be false, and var moving down, and it would be also Boolean, and it will be false, var moving left, and it would be Boolean 2 and false 2, and var moving right, and it will be Boolean equal to false as well. And now here I need to put a condition. As I said earlier, I need my snake to move down when it is moving left or right, not up. So here I'll type if not moving down, this moving down, then this moving up Boolean equal to be true, and moving left equal to be false, moving right equal to be false, and this default movement should be false when I press this key. Okay, and for here I'll change moving up, not moving up, then moving down would be true, and default movement will be false when I press down key. And for moving left, if not moving right, moving left equal to be true, and moving down equal to be false, and moving up equal to be also false. Copy this, and also this default movement should be false when I press left key. Now copy this and paste it here, and change left and change it to, and default movement should be false when I press right key. I think it is okay. If I test it now, let's see whether there is an error or not. Test. It says an error where moving up. I think I misspelled moving up. I think it's okay now. If I test it, it should throw no error. Yes, I think it's okay. Yes, it is okay. And now when this moving up is true, I want something, and for down I something, and for left something, and right something. So here inside this snake movement function I'll type if moving up, I want my snake dot y should be plus equal to speed, and when moving down, copy this, sorry, this would be minus and this would be plus. Yes, okay. And for if moving left, I want snake dot x minus equal to speed, and moving right, snake dot x plus equal to speed. I think it is done. If I test it now, I should make my snake moved by pressing any keys, left, right, up and down keys. Okay, test it now. Test. Snake is moving. Yes, 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 yes. It is working fine. Okay, I think. And now I want to make my snake hit the food, and the food should disappear and the snake should increase by its body. Okay, so I have to create a custom function here. I'll type function hit test snake with food void, and to make this function I need two arrays for snake and food. Push the snake and food inside that array. So I'll type here var snake array, and it would be array new array. Similarly for the food, var food array should be array equal to be new array. You can name this array anything you would like to. I name it snake array so that I may easily understand that this array is for the snake and this array for the food. Okay, now snake array here, snake array dot push snake, and for food, food array dot push food. And now I can build for loop to execute this function, and I will type here for var s colon integer equal to be 0, s less than this snake array dot length semicolon s should be plus plus, and inside this for loop I will create another for loop. So for, but first I will put this array inside a variable. So I'll type var current snake, you can name anything you would like to, and current snake should be snake array bracket s. And now I will create another for loop for food. So for var f, it would be integer equal to be 0, same s less than food array dot length s plus plus, and create a variable for the food array var current food equal to be this food array bracket f. Save it, and here I'll put a condition typing if this current snake dot hit object opening parenthesis current food, then I should make a trace statement, trace snake hit the food. But first I have to copy this custom function and paste it inside the event listener. And if I test it now, control test, and if yes, let's see, hitting, and it says hit. Let me untrace the game time. Okay, control test it now, and when I hit the snake, it says snake hit the food. Okay, yes, snake hit the food. That means it is working. And now I want when the snake hit that food, I want to remove the food. So I have to type food array splice f1 and remove child this current food. Let me test it again, control test. If the snake hit the food should be removed. Okay, it's removed and it is working, I think. And now when the food is removed, I want to add another food on the stage. So copy this and paste it here. Let's comment it, new food. Okay, if I test it now, I should see when one food is removed, another should be created. Test. Yes, you see, it's working fine. And now I also need to have snake body increase, so I'll copy this and paste it here, but this time I will change this to this current snake dot x, and this one current snake dot y. If I test it now, yes, 1, 2 created, but it is not moving along with my main snake. And so I think it is all for today's tutorial. In the next tutorial I'll show you that snake's body should be stick to that snake, and game point and leaderboard and etc. And if you like this tutorial and want to see the next tutorial, please do subscribe me and put a comments, share. You know, it is unfair if you see my video and don't subscribe it. Okay, so thanks for watching. Assalamu alaikum.